Let's add in hidden gems. Gonna let some people get in here before we get started. Y'all already know. Go ahead, tap that screen, share it to folks, get them in here, because you know how they be doing your boy, shadow banning and all. You know, it's gonna be a nice little quick little live. I always say we're gonna be a quick live, and we always be on it for 3 hours. I always say it's gonna be a quick live, and we always be on it for 3 hours. So yeah. Let's end the CA guys. Let me go ahead and get my share on while y'all dwell at the background. This is right. I said and sister, y'all sure. What's happening? What's happening? Oh man, that thing jumped up quick. What's happening, everybody? Glad y'all can tune in. We in for a dope live today. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you ain't late, Tab. I just started. I just clicked on. Just clicked on. What's happening, Bass? Wild one, what's happening? Said African Americans are Bantu Africans. I doubt that is real. Cologne, you want to come to the panel and explain? And you got 25K followers? Bring your ass up here, Bantu supremacist. Come up here and explain, Bantu supremacist. I want to hear this. Just give everybody a show. Explain how we are Bantu. I want to hear this. But, most people not going to come up to the panel because they scared or they ain't got no information to support their backings. So I understand. I sent you an invite and everything. You want to come up here? You weren't found on this land? I doubt that. Good morning, Boots. What's happening? What's happening, real fat bass? Who is this white guy? Wayne. Wayne said, if you're a citizen of America, then you are American. You want to claim African, then go to Africa. Who's claiming African? And it's funny how that citizen shit works. You're a citizen of America, you're American. Yeah, says white folks. Damn well you European like a motherfucker. Knowing your DNA say European like a motherfucker. Your genealogy and census records say European like a motherfucker. It's funny how everybody could be Americans except for us. It's funny. It's funny. But you know, hey, what happened to Israel Cologne? Israel Cologne, that nigga, he bounced. How you gonna come in here and drop some shit and then leave, bro? That's lame. Oh man, that's lame. African Americans ain't African. We are copper colored tribes of this land. We are the only copper colored people that's in America still to this day. I don't know what's so hard to understand that we are the only copper colored people here on this landmass. Everybody else is khaki complexion. Everybody else is tan, off-white, dingy. Your skin isn't copper at all. Have you even seen my face? I ain't even put my face on the camera. How you know what my skin look like? Moose, I ain't even put my skin on the camera. How you know what I look like? You don't know what I look like. See, this is, I did this for a reason, not to put my face on camera, because a lot of y'all just assume I'm a super black motherfucker. But nah, I've never seen a black person a day in my life. I've seen different shades of brown. Right, they bit bad. Lowe's post a picture of copper. It's right here. Copper right here. All they gotta do is grab a penny. Copper. These people don't know what copper is. The delusion y'all suffer from is crazy. Y'all want to be dark so bad, but hate us, right, Amaru Dallas? This boy said, hey, Lucky Bastard said, they be another type of black too. What's another type of black? What is that? Do y'all hear the shit that come out y'all mouth? Marcus Lee, we not Native Americans, we American Indians. Those are two different things. I'm a lost soul. You got 30K. Come up here. Come up here and tell me how I'm a lost soul. I sent you an invite. Everybody want to come. Why do everybody come up here? Hold on, Tab. Hold on, Tab. You going block crazy real quick. Hold on. Because some of these people got 30K and 25K followers. I want them to come to the panel and explain something. Hold on 1 second before you block them. Because everybody that come up here and have a different opinion, y'all can hit the panel. I'm sending y'all invites. You good, Tab? I just want to let them hang for a minute. Because I want to hear their point of view. How are we not copper? And how are we not from this land if the world was melanated? It said I'm brown, huh? Yes, bro, you brown as shit. I'm pulling up your profile pic. If I screenshot your profile pic and put it on my background, you're brown as hell, bro. What is wrong with y'all? Do y'all know what the color black look like and brown? Your skin is brown as shit. Oh, you said I'm brown, bro. Okay, I ain't see that B. I thought you said I'm brown, huh? Black is a color, not a race. Man, look, tell them people again. They can't answer my question about us. They never can answer questions about us. They can never answer questions about us. Only thing that they know is what the Rothschilds told them. What's that in C3? Only thing these people know is what the Rothschilds told them. And half of these people don't even know who the Rothschilds are, what they did in history, what they control. And it ain't just the Rothschilds. You got the Rockefellers, J.P. Morgan, and you got like 100 more folks. And these folks don't know nothing about them. These folks don't know who Alex Haley is. They don't know who Frank Boas is. They don't know Melville Herskovitz. They barely know what Woodrow Wilson is. Shit, half of them don't even know who Woodrow Wilson is. These folks don't know about the American colonization of society. Shit, some of these folks don't even know that melanated people was the first Republicans. And we created the Republican Party. And when you say your pledge of allegiance, and to the republic in which it stands, and who was the Republicans at that time? Us, the so-called Negroes. So to the republic in which it stands, around the same time we had 100 million acres of land and controlled 3/4 of the world's oil. See, they'll tell you about that shit in history. They don't tell you the shit that you had in history. They don't tell you what they took from you in history. You know what I'm saying? They don't never want to tell you that. All they want to keep on telling you is that you was oppressed and you came on a slave ship and Abraham Lincoln freed you and Martin Luther King and Obama. That's all the fuck they tell you in Roots. And listen to what I just said. All of that shit don't make sense. Roots is fabricated. You got, and then also can't nobody explain during the little ice age from 1300s to 1850s how the hell did sailboats made of wood and sheet paper sail across the ocean during the little ice age time in freezing cold 0-degree weather. No food, no water. How? All my moderators, before y'all block anybody, let them hang, because I'm sending them invites to see which one has the confidence to come up to the panel. And if I send them an invite, they don't come up, then y'all can block them. They didn't sail across during the ice age, they walked. So you saying Blue Moon people chained up Africans and walked across ice? That's what you're saying? So you saying the minority of the world, YT people, chained up some Africans and they walked to America over some ice and enslaved them. Oh, they didn't chain up Africans. Africans just was walking freely up over this motherfucker as slaves. Can y'all make this slave shit make sense to me? Because don't none of it make sense. Especially when you use your common sense and just think a little bit. Don't none of it make sense. I'm just saying. The math ain't math, and most definitely, yes, the little ice age in the 1800s. It started in 1300s and it lasted to the 1850s. When you see George Washington's picture of him crossing the Delaware and the ice and the cold and shit like that, that was the little ice age period. Oh, we got 110 people on here. I got to start throwing this on my background more. What's that, CC? Yo, these theories are wild. Yeah, these theories are wild as fuck. Gemini said, you're from Africa and you're from Europe. How about that one? I mean, we can play the lookership. If y'all want to look at me and assume I'm from Africa, I can look at y'all. I'm like, y'all from Europe. You got a Spaniard last name. I could do the same shit that y'all do to us, but when we do it to y'all, it's, oh no, you guys are being racist. Oh, now we being racist when we giving y'all own medicine. See, in psychology and spirituality, a lot of people can't handle their own medicine. This is why a lot of people getting mad at us when we play that shit back with them. You guys are Afro-American. Afro means Africa. Okay, straight hair come from Europe. You guys are from Europe because you got straight hair. We could do the same shit. What y'all want to do? Your skin is black. Your skin is white. We can do the same shit. What the fuck y'all want? Like, what you want to do though? You know what I'm saying? Bro, every race has slaves. Then go tell Hollywood to go make a movie about everybody was slaves, because all your life, all you seen was us as slaves. So tell them to stop the propaganda and start making history books and documentaries and movies about everybody being slaves, from YT people, Chinese people, everybody, bro. Go make a movie. Go do this, because all my life and all your life, all you seen was us playing slaves. Dark-skinned people. So go and tell Hollywood to stop the propaganda and make a everybody was slave movie. Because that's all it is propaganda. And you don't even know if everybody was slaves. Show me the slave ship of any fucking body. Show me the slave ship of anybody. I'm waiting.
What's going on, guy?
What's happening?
Yeah, hey, listen, I want to go back to that whole thing about the ice ages. You said the ice ages was in the 1800s?
They had a thing called the Little Ice Age. It began in the 1300s and it lasted till 1850s.
Well, the actual ice age goes back to 1700s. Okay, so in other words, your timeline is off. Okay,
Actually, my timeline is not. Your timeline is in
you
the middle
know
of what
your
I'm
time.
saying. You said
Look, you have
1700s.
to
I said it
explain.
started from.
You have
Listen,
to
bro.
explain basically.
You not listening. You
Oh,
can't explain nothing because you're not listening. I said the Little Ice Age began from 1300s to 1850s. You said 1700s. That's in the middle. So therefore, what you're talking about, what I'm talking about, is the same shit. You can unmute now.
you're muting me. I didn't know. I'm sorry. 17,000 years ago. My apologies. That was the actual ice
That's,
age.
those are
Okay.
two different ice ages. You're talking about a whole different ice age than what I'm talking
No,
about. I said the
17,000
little
years
ice
ago
age.
is the actual ice
I said
age.
the little. I said little ice age. You're
There's
talking about
no
the big ice
thing as a
age.
little ice age. Where are you getting this from?
Oh, I'm about to show you. Hang in there. You
Sure.
know,
Now,
it's a thing because you know they said if you want to hide anything from Negroes, put it in a book, right? You heard that, right?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Basically, there are sources called scholar journals. Are you familiar with those? Hello, hello.
I've been teaching for a long time. Most definitely, I heard that.
Are you okay? You okay? Well, basically, when you're talking about what is called scientific facts, you have to explain basically how come their actual footprints here of indigenous people going back 23,000 years ago in America, in South America.
I know it's footprints of my people going here. So now, if you go get a
Okay.
book and
So you're talking
read,
about
it's
23,000 years
called the
ago.
Little Ice Age. If you go get a book and read, it's called the Little Ice Age. We're talking about two different ice ages. I'm gonna need you to keep up with me.
Uh-huh. 23,000 years ago, okay, that there were people here in America, in South America. How do you explain
Of course,
basically you're trying to make the
they look like
argument
me.
that are you trying to make the argument that you were here already?
Wasn't the world melanated at first?
I'm saying basically, what are you claiming today?
Yes or no? Wasn't the world melanated before white people got here?
The world melanated? What does that have to do with
Yes.
anything? That's just a melanation
It's
is
answering
simply
your question.
melanation is
It's
simply
answering your
sure
question.
I answer the question. When it comes down to
You
that,
how you
when it
gonna
comes down
answer your
to it,
question and
the
not answer it?
equator,
The world, well, yes or no? Wasn't the world melanated before white tea
it's not
people got here? Yes or
hold on
no?
a second. You understand basically
Yes or
that your
no?
question is not a yes or no. Your question is a false dichotomy. You understand basically that
Oh, somebody come up here who can answer a yes or no question with sense. Was it the world melanated in the beginning before melanated people got here? Yes. There were swarthy people, chiefly tawny people. There were melanated people, dark skinned people before the genetic mutation happened to create your so called white person because the skin mutation happened 8,000 years ago. So before 8,000 years ago, the world was copper colored and brown. So with that being said, yes, America had brown skin, dark brown, chocolate people here. Simple. And you're talking about two different ice ages. I'm talking about the little ice age. You're talking about some prehistoric shit. We know that. I'm telling you something you don't know. Obviously, you don't know because you never heard of the little ice age that happened in the 1300s to the 1800s. Because this little ice age happened because a nuclear war happened. Come on, man. If you want to hide something from Negroes and the public, put it in a book because people don't read. Some of y'all ain't never seen this book before. Some of y'all ain't never heard of this shit before. This is why a lot of folks is in the comments laughing. Your school ain't never teach you this. Give Rothschilds and the Rockefellers they shit back. All right, give the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds they shit back and learn something outside of the industrial complex system that was taught to you. Because if somebody bring information that I ain't never heard, I'm gonna listen because it's gonna be interesting. All right, hey man, look, we're gonna keep it going though. Anybody else brave enough to hit the panel to talk to Los? What language did you speak? What language did you speak? If I told you what language my people spoke, you wouldn't even believe me because you're so far indoctrinated. So I don't answer questions like that. What language did you speak? I wouldn't answer questions like that. Especially when you know the horrors and the atrocity and the Holocaust that my people went through in America. They had their culture stripped for them. So to ask us what language we spoke, that is kind of disrespectful. But again, if I told you what language we spoke, you wouldn't believe me because you're so far indoctrinated. Most definitely, Juicy. English is a trade language with over 60% indigenous languages in it, such as barbecue, hammock, potato, Alabama, Kentucky, Mississippi. Words like that people think are English are actually indigenous words. So this is why I say if I told you what language I spoke, you wouldn't even believe me. Because the YT man stole the language, right? Isn't that inside the book? The YT man, the Europeans came over here and stole the language. So they didn't destroy the language or got rid of it. They just took your language. When Germanic people came here, they was speaking, you know, that shit that Germans and shit be speaking. That's what they was speaking. So if they was coming over here speaking that shit and they stole your language and now they're speaking something that sounds similar to your language, but at the same time they tell you that you got a white person name, but white people can't pronounce my name. I've been around white people cannot pronounce my name, but they'll tell you your name came from a white man. If my name came from a white man, then they should be the ones pronouncing my name better than me. They can't even pronounce my last name, and it's simple as shit. That's how I know my name ain't come from no white man. And that's how I know a lot of y'all names ain't come from no white man either. This is embarrassing, then leave. I don't care. You niggas is embarrassing to me. How you so indoctrinated and docile? So ignorant. So brainwashed. Right. What's that, the Capri? Right. The YT man didn't even invent English. These folks is new to this planet, this earth. People taught them. Exactly. Those they can't say my last name either. I know. What's that, the child of the soul? What's that, the OG tribe in the building? All the gang is all here. Shout out to the mods. Now, if you want to come up, hit the panel. And I'm not talking about my people. I'm talking about those who think I don't know what I'm talking about and think that they can prove me wrong. You can hit the panel. But here's the game. You got to prove me wrong without using the school system. We go. So let me put this back on you. Prove me wrong without using the school system and using outside sources outside of the Rothschilds' indoctrinations. If you can do that, hit the panel. Because a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't. All they can do is laugh and call you names. These people cannot prove you wrong. They cannot prove you wrong. Grand Risings. Juicy, what you block AJ for? Y'all calm down on the blocking. I said don't block nobody. Don't block nobody. Okay? I'm gonna send them an invite. If they don't come up, then you can block them. Okay? I'm gonna let y'all know. But I want to entertain it today. You know, people be scared to hit my panels and come up. I don't know why, but you know, in order to adapt to climate, you have to mutate. Exactly, AJ. That's real. They had to mutate. Peace, peace. What's happening? Thank you for this wise awakening information. Most definitely, most definitely. It's all good, Juicy. Just unblock them if you can. Today is Thursday. Today is Prove Los Wrong Day. Without using the Rothschild's schooling system and without using Charles Darwin's pseudo-eugenics evolution theory. If you can't do that, then I suggest from this day forward, y'all leave my people alone. Oh, I know though. Evolution is not a fact. There's still monkeys inside the zoo that haven't evolved yet. But they slow or something? But they ain't catch on? Was that the special needs classes for monkeys? But I'm proving to you because it's already proven that evolution is not real and Charles Darwin was a white supremacist eugenicist. That's already proven. So the question you need to ask is, why are they teaching y'all fake stuff to your kids? Roots was already debunked. Evolution is already debunked. They working on gravity. Everything in school that was taught to your kids was bullshit. The Rothschilds want workers. They don't want thinkers. If you prove right now, today, on my panel, that my background ain't true, and that everything that I done taught my people from this day forward ain't true, you need to go and make a niche doing something else on your TikTok. You need to post dances or some shit. Oh, I'm definitely a thinker. I'm a big thinker. I'm so much a thinker that people are scared to hit my panel to come talk to me. Because a lot of these people been following me for 3 years. For real. Half of y'all in here that be calling us wabos, y'all follow our pages too. Evolution is definitely a fact. Come to the panel and prove it. Prove it. Because if you do want to say evolution is a fact, only YT people have monkey DNA, so only YT people evolved from monkeys. So explain that one too then. So evolution ain't real to my people because we're older than that. But to YT people that have that rhesus monkey DNA, evolution is real for them. This is why I say humans aren't the same. Yo, what's happening? Said, let me speak. The panel wide open. If you can come to the panel and speak, do your thing. I know they ain't finna debate me. They scared, 40. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Shout out to the OGs and the in-betweens. Shout out to the new folks that's hitting that follow button. We do this every morning. Every time you're gonna learn something new. I got some gems for y'all. This is the intro to live. For those who don't know, we be on live for like 2-3 hours. This is the intro to live. Then we transition to actual information that nobody in the regular world actually knows because majority of people don't read. 54% of the United States adults are illiterate. They are functional illiterate. That means that they can function enough to work, but they are illiterate enough to not think for themselves. 54% of the United States American population of adults are functional illiterate. They can only read above a 6th grade level. So this is why a lot of these people come into the comments with the immature mindset, because they're nothing but 6th graders in the mind. You might be 30 or 40, but you a 6th grader in your mind. It's called COINTELPRO, counterintelligence. If you got to counter the intelligence of the population, that means you're dumbing them down. Who said Los ain't no thinker in the comments? You better put that shit down. You better put that K2 down and smoke some real green. They put that K2 down. Coming in here talking about Los ain't no thinker, boy. You smoking big K2. Hey, quit playing, man. And put that shit down. Go get you some real shit. Some shit that's gonna help you think. If you ain't scared, and if you got proof, and if you for sure, and you stand up on what you believe in with evolutions and all of this stuff, come to the panel and prove it, and just have a discussion. If you can't, after this live, leave my people alone. Period. Because all we doing is talking about our history. And if our history just so happens to erase other people's history, then that means your shit wasn't permanent in the first place. Your shit was temporary. Because permanent marker don't erase. Everybody talking about some erasure. When we was the first motherfuckers to be erased from history. All our statues got their nose knocking off. Libraries burnt, cities flooded. And y'all talk about some erasure. The biggest people that's erasing folks is the government. Why y'all ain't mad at them? Huh? Why y'all don't give them the same energy? They the ones that erased everything, the Queen of England. Y'all mad at the wrong people. Nah, I ain't doing the same thing. I ain't coming to y'all areas and doing violence to you and giving you religion. I'm telling my people who they are on the Southeast. And a lot of y'all not from the Southeast. I've never heard of a Native American say they from Mississippi. I never heard of that. Mississippi is where the mound builders at. I've never seen a Native American say that they from Mississippi. I've never seen one even know who they damn great-grandmothers or great-grandmamas are. Or great-great-grandmamas are. Folks been spitting in the tube. Y'all gonna spit yourself in a tube to erasing yourselves. How you don't know who your blood family is? How you don't know who your mama's mama is? How you don't know who her mama is? How you don't know who your daddy is? How you don't know who your grandpa is? Y'all been spitting in the tube so long, y'all don't even know who y'all are no more. Y'all going to the same people who's erasing everybody to tell you who you are. You still going to YT people to tell you who you are. Y'all silly as shit. Y'all the same people that's protesting the government about some pipeline, but y'all still running to the government for help. Stockholm Syndrome much? But got the nerve to come on my panel and other people's lives and shit like that. They try to tell us we erasing when all we doing is exposing. We've exposed more Indian history than anybody, because people didn't know that there was a lot of Indian villages in Mississippi and Georgia that got flooded out and destroyed and bombed and set on fire. A lot of people don't know that you can go to Oscarville, Georgia. Oh, my bad, it ain't Oscarville, Georgia no more. It's called Lake Lanier. And go scuba diving with some goggles and see a whole town underneath there. Grave sites, Indian mounds. Why ain't no Native Americans taught that yet? Y'all American Indians, I ain't hear shit about no Indians in Georgia. How many of y'all from Georgia? How many of y'all grandmamas and great-great-grandmamas from Georgia? No? I haven't heard that one say they was from Georgia yet. So how you gonna tell my people they not the Yamasees? How you gonna tell my people they not the Seminole? How you gonna tell my people that they that the Uchi or the Ukuchi tribe, huh? How you gonna tell my people they not the Nachas? How you gonna tell my people that they not who none of these folks is on the southeast that was dark skinned, copper color with locks and grills and tats and shit? Looking like the little girl right here. Looking like the brother right here. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. I've never seen so many people who is never from a region tell people of that region who they are. That's literally erasure. That's literally white supremacy. You could tell dark-skinned people where they, you niggas is from Africa. Shut up. Y'all can tell us who we are so comfortably with the superiority in y'all buttons when y'all typing it in your voices. But let us say y'all European though. Let us say y'all Chinese though. Let us say that y'all these and this though. Y'all be ready to call the FBI. Oh my God, terrorism, a clan. Y'all be ready to cry. Y'all don't like that shit, do you? Well, Afro, they call y'all Afro because Afro is meant for Africa. Well, straight hair come from Europe. Why are your hair straight? We could play that same game. Dark skin is from Africa. Well, shit, this color skin is from Europe. America said copper colored tribes. Why are your skin like this and that copper then? What the fuck happened to y'all? Do y'all know this son? Do y'all know? Y'all can look it up right now too. Appreciate that, OG Tribe. Y'all can look it up right now. Do y'all know that skin cancer is on the rise in Mexico? And a lot of these places where they say that they're indigenous at, you know that they catching skin cancer right now from the sun? That boy said, bring back lynchings. I'm going to need you to learn how to spell lynchings. It's not with an I, it's with a Y. If you guys going to come on here and disrespect me, at least know how to spell the word. The fuck? You don't even know how to spell lynching and you talking about bring it back. Yeah, bring it back if you want to. Some of y'all scared to come into the hoods. Some of y'all scared to walk by us. Some of y'all cross the street when you see us. So ain't nobody worried about y'all. Y'all are not y'all ancestors. Y'all are too soft. Y'all are too soft. Y'all are not y'all ancestors. Let that shit go. I'm telling y'all see who we dealing with now. I never said nothing violent towards these people, but they can get in my comments and say bring back lynching though. Y'all see what we dealing with? Continue on in my comments because Los woke up with an agenda to show the people what type of folks we dealing with in the comments. Because I'm still talking about Mississippi. I'm still talking about my people. I never said nothing violent to none of these people, but continue reading my comments. For those of y'all who watching, this is what we dealing with. This is what we dealing with right here. This is what we dealing with. Shout out to everybody in here. What's up? The OGs, the in-betweens, and the newbies. Shout out to y'all for hitting that new follow button. And if y'all haven't followed my main page, Sounds Up for the Conscious Mind, go check out Sounds Up for the Conscious Mind. That's my main page. You heard me? Big Stepper. These folks don't know. Y'all can call me names and laugh all day. That shit don't bother me at all. Because one thing I do know, y'all won't do that shit to my face. And I know y'all won't do that shit to my face. Because if y'all was really about that, y'all would have been came up off them reses and started checking all of us, but y'all haven't. So ain't nobody worried about y'all. Y'all better be worried about that government. Y'all better be worried about what the fuck is going on y'all reses than worried about what we said up here to our people. Do your census records. Find out who you are. Find out where your grandmama came from. Find out where your great grandfather came from. Okay? Do your census records. Do your census records. Research your family history. Go to the grave sites. Understand where they came from. Understand what they believed in, what they taught in. It's still there. These folks did not erase you from history. They just hid you in history. These folks didn't wipe you out. These folks just relocated you. And when I mean these folks, I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about the Queen of England. I'm talking about these elites. I'm talking about the Pope. I'm talking about all these folks that's controlling the shit. And the fact that I'm speaking out on all these folks that's controlling the shit, that's making it bad for everybody, but people is giving me hate, that should let you know what side of history they on and what side of history they ancestors on. Look at these people in the comments. Look at these people in the comments. They more mad about what I'm saying than what these elites is actually doing. They more mad at a melanated brother who can think and figure shit out than what these elites been doing this whole time to them. Most of them are Democrats. Y'all know what we know about the Democrats, right? Who created the Democrats, y'all? Y'all know it. Who started the Democrats? Who started them? And I'm going to show you some timeline shit. Hey, I'm going to show you some timeline. Who started the Democrats in what time? Who started the Know Nothing Party in what time? Who started the American Nazi Party at what time? And put them all together, man. And look at the comments and tell me who these people really are. I know I'm not Native American. I never claimed Native American. I don't want to be Native American. I'm an American Indian. Those are two different things. Y'all don't like to be called Indian. I love being called Indian. We are two different things. Y'all protest to change the name. I would have protested to kept the name. We are two different people. But we know who y'all are though. So that's why y'all protest to remove the shit. Because now we know who y'all are. Now we know who y'all the descendants are. Man, look. Oh my God, these people are just like the YT man. That's because they are the YT man. That's because. And if you are real native and you are not offended by nothing that I'm saying because you understand real history and you understand that we are connected through history and ancestry, and you know who the enemy is, then this ain't for you. If you know that you got ties to here and you know your genealogy and you know who your grandparents are, then this ain't for you. Because I remember when we first came out here and we said the YT man was $5 Indians and y'all got mad. I remember that. I've been on here for 3 years, D. D's true. You been on here. Hey, you remember that shit. You remember that. We said the YT man was $5 Indians and y'all got mad. Not the YT man. None of the YT mans came out and was like, what are you talking about? Y'all got mad. The fuck? My grandmama said a hit dog will holler. That's an Indian proverbs for you. That's an Indian proverbs for you. Hit dogs will holler. Go and write that down. You can find that in Indian Lations, chapter 1, verse 32. Hit dogs holler. What you mean, man? What you mean? And y'all see they still in the comments. Ain't nobody hit the panel yet. Because they can't debunk your census records. They can't debunk your family tree. This is why they mad. Because we done turned it into a movement for people to figure out who they are. Give them people their education and indoctrination back and figure out who you are as an individual. Because we all ain't the same as melanated people. We all ain't the same. And stop generalizing us. All so-called African Americans ain't the same. We got our own individual identity. Some of us is American Indians. Some of us is melanated Europeans. Some folks got ties to Asia, actually. Some people got ties to Africa because the world was melanated in the beginning. And if you got melanin, for those who don't know what melanin is, it is brown. It is black or brown. But since I've never seen an actual black person walk around with black skin, and I see nothing but different shades of brown walking around here, then that goes for you. If you a Native American and you got brown skin, guess what? You're melanated. So when we say Indians are melanated, that goes for you too. Why are you mad? I forgot. You don't like your melanated skin. Duh. I forgot. White is right, Lo. She forgot the indoctrination that was put on the people. Damn, how can I forget that shit? Duh. What do you mean? Stop trying to make a shoe fit that's not for you, or you're going to get in the crossfire. Some of y'all natives are actually real Indians, and we ain't talking about y'all. But y'all don't understand that y'all have feds amongst y'all. And this is documented. It's in the COINTELPRO. They literally have feds on the reses living amongst y'all, and y'all think that those are y'all people, and they not. But y'all don't know that though. But hey, forgive me for trying to wake y'all up. I guess y'all will figure this shit out the hard way. It's all emotion. That's all y'all move on. A real Indian knows that if you are emotional, you're not thinking straight. And all y'all do is move off emotion. A person can come up here and throw this up, and y'all hit the comments and start calling us names and get mad. All emotion. No logic behind what y'all saying because you're fueled by emotion. But y'all be going to these powwows and y'all be doing all this shit. Do you even believe in the spiritual practices of your ancestors? Because your ancestors told you to listen and comprehend and have patience and all this other shit. And y'all do the opposite. What's happening in Sin City?
Hey, what's good, bro? How you doing?
I'm cooling.
Yeah, I hear you talk good shit.
I woke up on one today.
For real, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when you was talking about the melanin, I like getting into that because the science behind it is three types of melanin. You know what I'm saying? So you got chlorophyll, right, which is the green. That's the green pigmentation that plants have. That's plant melanin. You got eumelanin or neuromelanin, which consists of black and brown pigments that you said earlier, and then you got pheomelanin. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into that shows you who the people. There's only two real races on this planet: non-melanated, melanated people.
And I want to ask folks this, and since there's a lot of natives inside my comments this morning, how many of y'all kids had Mongolian spots? I'll wait. Y'all let me know. It's okay. How many of y'all was born with Mongolian spots, and how many of y'all kids got Mongolian spots? I'm gonna go somewhere. Just say yes or no. I want to know how many of y'all have Mongolian spots, or your kids have Mongolian spots. Let me know, and I'm gonna tell you why afterwards, and I can prove it up to prove you otherwise. Yes. Okay. We got one person say yes. Okay. And if you don't know what a Mongolian spot is, go and do your quick research and come back and answer the question. One person say no. Okay, cool. So we got one yes, one no, one yes, got another yes. My son and my daughter, that's another yes. Okay. Nate Douglas said nope. Mm-hmm. Y'all seeing this, right? Everybody who was one guy, everybody who was in that live when I did the Mongolian spots genetically, y'all see what's going on, right? Y'all let me know. Y'all see what's happening, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. You said okay, okay. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I asked about those Mongolian spots It's because Mongolian spots are hereditary, which means it is passed on through blood and family relations. So tell me why some Native Americans have Mongolian spots and y'all share that with 96% of so-called Negroes. And that is hereditary, passed through blood, family.
Yeah, my son, he had it on his foot, on top of his foot. He had we call it birthmarks, but you call it Mongolian marks. Same difference. He had it on his foot.
Right. See? And 96% of us have it. And like 47% to 50% of them have it. So I want to know, since everybody big on genetics and stuff, so tell me genetically, how do we share the same hereditary genetic marker that creates Mongolian spots? Go on, look it up. Scientists already talked about it. I already showed people and taught people this. And it came from certified geneticists. And it wasn't
Right.
just one research. We went over many other ones who said the same thing.
Yeah, and the Mongolian spots, that's a genetic trait that we have that is exclusive to us. But if we have children with them, they get passed down to them because it's a dominant trait, obviously. And you know the dominant trait always gets passed on.
And it's a dominant trait. Thank you. It's definitely a dominant trait.
Just like neuromelanin or eumelanin, that's a dominant trait. So if we have kids with a non-melanated person, that child is still going to have melanin because our genetics overrides the nucleus to a cell. So anything we do with them, our genes take over. The dominant gene always takes over. Because when you get into Mendel's law, you can get the recessive from the dominant, but you can't get the dominant from the recessive. So the original will always outdo the non-original.
Mm-hmm. Mine is on my face, and my son have it on his back, right? C3. My daughter got hers on her leg.
That's why when you look at us, what we got? Curly hair, dominant trait. Straight hair, recessive trait. Pigmented skin, dominant trait. Non-pigmented skin, recessive trait. Right? Light eye colors, recessive trait. Dark eye colors, dominant trait. When you look at your average so-called Black American, they have all the dominant traits, which is the traits to the original people. So-called Native Americans have recessive traits, which is the same traits that YT people have. And you don't even
See, here's the thing, but here's the thing I'm trying to do. The reason why I said that is because some of the so-called Native Americans, here's what happened. A long time ago, the Indians that they couldn't wipe out, they caused an infight against them and they separated them and turned them against them, okay? Some of the natives are actually our folks. And some of them are actually government feds to keep an eye on everything. Just like in our community, we have government feds in our community to keep an eye on everything, to keep us docile as well. Because they know that if us and natives ever figure out that we share this shit and we come together, that number rises higher than theirs and they get scared. So I'm sitting here creating unity and trying to tell people this shit deeper than just what y'all think. We are largely connected, and I'm talking about the real ones. I'm not talking about the $5 ones who didn't infiltrate it, because that's real. It's a lot of them that's there. Just, man, we have infiltrators on both communities, and we have to realize that. And really inside the high places, there's no way in hell that all these reses and all these commissions and commissioners be getting these checks and these reses look like this. There's no way. But think about it, it's the same thing in our community though. Ain't no way in hell the councilmen and all these people will be getting all this money. And our neighborhoods is fucked up. Same shit. They got drugs and alcohol over there. We got drugs and alcohol right here. It's a liquor store across the street with mine. I'm trying to show people that the projects and where y'all stay at is no different, because literally, we are literally the same folks. There were two different type of Indians here. We be us and the natives be the main ones to say it. Now all of us was the same. Now all Indians are the same and look alike. But then when we actually break the shit down, everybody want to act all crazy and shit. The West Coast natives and the West Coast and Northwest natives and Canada, so-called Indians or whatever title you want to put on it, of course they will look different from us. Down here in the Southeast, that's closer by the equator, who got the same climate as Africa. So we will be darker than our up north brothers and shit like that. But due to racism and colorism that is man-made, that was put here by the Rothschilds and white supremacy, that split everybody apart. Now everybody believe in this race, but you can't have unity and race in the same sentence because unity and race are two different things. Race means the great division of men. You can't have unity and a great division of men in the same category. So now we playing inside that game of virtual reality. And the only reason why race exists is because we still play into it unknowingly and knowingly because we've been brainwashed. This is why I ask people, do you know what eugenesis is? If people tell me that if people say that they don't know what eugenesis is, then they don't understand what blood quantum is. And if you don't understand what blood quantum is, then you don't understand the people who did this shit to you in the first place, and you just running around think it's just all YT people in the first place when some of the people look like you too. You know what I'm saying? Greed has no skin complexion. And evil has no skin complexion. You understand me? But some of these folks is just so emotional that they can't see, think, or hear. So just like Malcolm X said, they deaf, dumb, and blind. And I ain't got time to rock with that. I need folks who at least want to, let me hear you out. Okay, well, let me listen to you then. Okay, so you got to understand eugenesis. Everything that they told you was a conspiracy. You got to think twice. This is why I brought up the whole MK Ultra document, because in the MK Ultra document, what it said, the main test subjects of MK Ultra was black, natives, and Puerto Ricans. Ain't that crazy? I brought up the Eugenical Sterilization Society and what they were sterilizing, who all they were sterilizing. So-called black women, so-called native women, and so-called Latino women. Ain't that odd? So I'm 2 for 2 right here. Then you fast forward it to Joe Biden ass. Who was the main people he wanted to get the damn, you feel me? So-called black folks, so-called natives, and so-called Latino. Why in the fuck is that? And why do all of us share this Mongolian spot and link in history and ancestry?
And bro, I got a
Just
question.
because some of us is mild mixed on the other end, some of y'all might be mixed with Germans, some of us might be mixed with African, some of y'all might be mixed with British, some of us might be mixed with England. Sometimes it's just because we mix with a little bit of other cultures. That shit don't stop the root of the tree. The root of the tree is this landmass, and they took your land and our land, 100 million acres, plus y'all 48 million acres. That's all of America right there. And we sit here fighting amongst us. That's crazy.
Hey, bro, let me ask you this one question, right? So, I'm not saying you're wrong, but according to what you said, you said that race is man-made, right? So, you know how they be like, oh, we're all humans, we're all the human race, right?
Yeah.
Would you subscribe to that? Everybody is human on a genetic, composition. You said no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when we get into it, we know that human is HUE man. We talking, you know what I'm saying? Talking about the color person, right? Now, when you get into it, not only do non-melanated people, they're not human, right? Because in order to be human, you have to be 100% human. You have to be 100%. So we know that they have the RH factor, right? These are your Mexicans, your Dravidians, anybody that's non-melanated, right? They had the same hair follicle as a canine, and they lack the medulla. Only animals lack the medulla, which makes your hair stand up. So had the pigmentation of an animal, which is pheomelanin, the same blood types as animals, and the same hair, blood type, and pigmentation, which would mean they're not human. So the reason why I brought that up is because I feel like race it's been a thing, but they perverted it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't create nothing. They just take what's there and they pervert it and they use it for their own agenda. They don't have the pineal gland, which gives them the creative outlets to create stuff.
The reason why I don't believe race was here is because everybody ran off of tribes and genealogy and bloodline.
Right,
So if you wasn't part of my tribe, my bloodline, then I know that you wasn't of me. You
right,
know,
right,
race was just really for most. I mean, the division of men was always there because we all from different regions, different areas, different tribes, different woo woo. So all they did was just capitalize on the division that was already here and called it race and threw colorism in it. Because before race even became a thing, you had to start with colorism before you even get to a race. So you got to separate people. Y'all dark, y'all light, y'all white. So we're gonna separate y'all like that. And then when we separate y'all, then we can generalize everybody and be like, okay, all dark skinned people came from Africa, all light skinned people came from Europe, and all middle whatever, middle east, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then you can start grouping and generalizing people. And then inside of that group of generalization, people start losing identity, ancestry. You start forgetting your names, the languages. People don't even care about who their great grandparents was. But and it's crazy. It's crazy that you don't want to know who your ancestors are, but everybody want to pray to their ancestors, but you don't know your literal ancestors though. So who are you praying to? What ancestors?
not
You
even that.
gotta know who.
Not all your ancestors was good either. So what are you praying to your good ancestors? Are you praying to your bad ancestors? Like who was you talking to?
That too. So me, that right there made me want to like, hey, I picked up the phone, called my grandma. Grandma, man, where we come from? Who is your mama? Who is her mama? Who is her daddy? And she ran it down. And from there, I was to find records. I found census records. I found tribal records. I found reclassification records. I found all those type of records that prove what Walter Plecker did over here. And his idea was so good, it went global because he was part of the the Anglo-American Colonization Society and the Anglo Club, and he was part of the American Nazi Party back then. And a lot of people don't know about them, and I'm gonna keep saying them, not too much because TikTok don't like that for a reason. So that should be enough for y'all to even go research that it was Nazis here way before Hitler was even born. And a lot of this stuff came from German scientists. That's who eugenicists are, and they still here, still doing what they doing. Your president is German. Anglo. I keep telling folks what an Anglo-Saxon is. Anglos, they are Germans. Your president is German. You haven't had an authentic American president in a long time. They all been immigrants. This is why they only look out for immigrants.
Even Obama, he's an Indonesian. He not even melanated.
Yeah, yeah. Man, look. Kamala Harris, she from Hindustan. She's Hindu. Everybody say her daddy's Jamaican. Go pull him up. He ain't no real Jamaican. That boy every bit still Hindu that moved to Jamaica and grew up there as a little boy. He's still Hindu. One thing missing is the dot on her forehead. Man, folks better realize what's going on. Why the government keep looking out for immigrants? Because your government is immigrants. And check it out. And this how you can connect that puzzle too between us and natives. They looking out for immigrants, but who they not looking out for? Us and y'all, right? I wonder why. Maybe because we ain't immigrants, nigga. Even
Wait, so
Africans come over here and do better than so-called African Americans.
so I'm gonna ask you a question because earlier you said natives, you said Puerto Ricans, and you said Black Americans, right? So when you say Puerto Ricans, are you talking about the colonizers, like the descendants of colonizers, the one with straight hair?
I'm
That
talking about the Puerto Ricans that look like that. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. Well, you can't say straight hair because if you're going by history, some of our Indian brothers and sisters did get raped in history, and their phenotypes don't look like ours no more. And they do have straight hair and shit.
well,
Some of them want to blend in with society, and they bleach their skin and permanently perm their hair, so it's permanently straight. So that lookership is hard to go off of. This is why a census record and knowing your ancestry is important as an individual. But when I'm talking about Puerto Ricans, that's us, I'm talking about those that are non-Spaniard.
right in the original Puerto Ricans. Have you been to Puerto Rico before or not?
My brother-in-law Puerto Rican.
Got you, because you know the original Puerto Rican, they're dark skinned. and they look just like us, just like the Belizean people of Mexico look just like Black Americans. Anywhere you go, they're gonna look like us. So
But we
you got to
can't.
understand.
But we cannot knock those who are mixed though.
Well, there's no such thing as mixed because one gene is going to dominate. Either only one gene is going to dominate. You're going to have they're dominant and recessive, right? So it's either our gene is going to take over the genome or it's not going to take it over. And then you got to understand that the mother carries 90% of the genes. So whatever your mother is, that's what you are. Because the mother, she creates. Huh?
I don't believe it. I don't believe that because my
Okay, let me
dad
elaborate.
genetic.
Let me
My,
elaborate,
my, my
right?
dad
So,
genetic play a part. I know where you're going with that. I know I already did a live on that, so I mean
but look,
I
look,
don't go
look.
down there.
Hear me
I
out. Hear me out.
incorporate all my. I don't want to hear it, Sin City. I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear that. I've already did a whole live about it. I don't like it. I don't subscribe to
It's
it.
gonna be short, bro. I promise you, I'm gonna keep it short. I was just gonna say when you get into the eggs, right? The eggs of the female has her eggs before she meets the father, which means your genes are already predetermined and coded. You know what I'm saying? And she makes your whole body out of her own cells, not the father's cells.
Bro,
That's
So
not true.
yeah, that ain't true, bro. Let me
it
say,
is true.
You
What you
want
talking
to
about?
know? You
let
want
me
to know
speak
how I
real
know
quick.
that's not true? Because you inherit 50-50 from both parents. So that right
Exactly.
there can't be true.
Exactly.
Well, that's what
You
the Caucasians tell you. You get
99.9% DNA with your mother and your father, bro. It ain't no
you
one
And
get
of
your,
them.
then
you
It's
get your
both
G,
of them.
you
and then
get your
hold on,
you,
hold on, sensitivity. And then too, if a father was to take a paternity test, it always comes back 99.9%. That 1%
Hmm.
is the mom.
No, it's not. It's actually not because if you do a DNA test with your mother, it also comes back 99.9%. So it's
Mm.
equal. It's equal, bro.
See?
It's like you said, it's
50-50.
50-50. It's 50-50,
it's
bro.
look, but you got to
You
listen. So
your
you get
mother
your
and your
genotype from
father,
your
bro.
mother.
You your mother
You
and
get
your
your
father,
genotype
bro.
from your mother. You get your phenotype from your father, right? The genotype is most of your genetics. That's your actual your genetic sequence and all that. How your genes arranged. You get that from your mother. You get your phenotype from your father, which is your physical features such as eye color, hair
Nope,
color, skin
nope,
color.
nope,
That's not
nope. Cause I
true.
look, I look just like my mama right now. I look just
And
like
there's
my
plenty of
mama.
people that look like their mama. And I'm gonna tell you too, balding, when males bald and shit like that, which is a physical trait, that comes from the mama.
Or you said Walden. Well, that makes sense because a male
Yeah.
is just a degenerate woman.
Exactly.
So that makes
So,
sense.
so it ain't no difference. A male is not male because male is half female, and female is not female because female is half male. You take both of them, bro.
Wait, how
Half
does
and
a
half.
female have male if a female is XX and a male is XY?
Because a female is like you saying is XX, okay, but it still take a male to bring a female. So it ain't no separating that, bro.
No, it don't. When you get into females were able,
Bro, so
they
why
were able to
females
do
can't
part
have children by themselves then?
because you gotta understand that this government. Not only are we on light code lockdown,
That
but
ain't got nothing to do with the government, bro. For the
you
government
It
didn't
to
let
ain't
me
do
got
answer.
no
anything,
How
they
you
can't
how
do
you
it.
gonna
participation,
answer
but
your
it ain't got
question?
nothing to do with no participation. I know where you're going with that one too.
Oh
It
Lord.
At
don't,
one,
bro.
so
Look,
at one, when you get to when you go to South America, you get to the Amazon tribe. There's women that had no belly buttons. They were definitely doing
Where they
parthenogenesis.
at now?
They still in there. White people,
And
white
they
YT
having
people.
kids by themselves without the male.
Well, the planet's poisoned now, so obviously not. They had to
Oh
adapt to the
Lord,
planet
bro.
because they
nah.
pumping. Yeah,
Bro, it's not scientific.
trust
It's
me.
not scientifically backed, bro. It ain't
It's
factually
Just
backed.
because
50-50, bro.
just because it's
Always
not
is.
Bro.
scientifically backed.
But hey, bro, you on your shit, man. I just wanted to come up and tell you that, bro. How you say your name?
For
80
me,
man? 80 low?
Yeah, Jason Lowe's, you can just call me Lowe.
Okay. Yeah, bro. If you go and Google, any of these Native American Indian chiefs, right? The ones who they got pictures of and stuff, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Geronimo, all them people are darker than me and you. Like they got
Mm-hmm.
books with all these Indian chiefs, bro. They got so much documentation, bro. They got all these different conquistadors and they records telling you that it was black people here on this land when they encountered. They were having wars with black people, not no damn Asians. Not no
Mm-hmm.
mongoloids. You know what I mean? They took our land. It's our shit, bro.
yeah,
White
even when
folks
Christopher
just
Columbus
discovered
when he
this.
came over here, he said he saw swarthy people, and he asked
Right.
swarthy people where can he find more swarthy people, and they pointed them over here. So
Pretty
Christopher
much.
Columbus never actually hit America. He was only on the islands.
I
He
know,
never
but he
hit
asked.
America.
I know that,
No,
but he
I'm
asked the
not. I'm
people
not
on the
going against what
islands.
you're saying. I know.
He
I
asked the
know.
people on the
I agree
islands
with you.
where could he find more of us. I never said he
Hmm.
came here. He asked to
No, no,
where could he
I
find more
wasn't.
dark
I wasn't
people.
speaking against you. I was just speaking on the fact that I know about that he never came here. I
And
wasn't.
do
I agree
this,
with everything
guys.
you said,
Okay,
bro.
I want to. Okay, I'm about to mute everybody because some people missed the line. It takes man and woman to always create life. I don't care what you think. I just had a daughter 3 years ago, right? The man is called the seed of man, which is our sperm, is called the life force, which is the energy. The woman has the womb. The life force hit the womb, the spark happens, and boom. It's simple. It's not complex like people try to break it down. It ain't parthenogenesis. Without one, the other would not exist. Without the other one exists. I don't know why it's so hard for people to believe balance. Why can't both men and women be at the top? The reason why you can't believe that both of us can be at the top as equal is because Christianity told you that only one has to be at the top, the one true
Exactly.
one. Then you still go
Right.
off of that. So we still have some detoxing from religion to go through.
Facts.
Scientifically and spiritually, we all are one through divine oneness. That means that we are equal. And without one, you cannot have the other. Yin and yang. It takes
Facts.
two to create internal life. This is what they took from us, that knowledge. Man, woman, life, child. Simple. It's not
Hey, so
super hard. And
so
I
look,
don't really like talking about that shit because it starts going into gender psyop battle ego type shit. Like
Right.
that's it. It's
What you
simple.
just said though, that was the Big Bang. When the sperm hits the egg and that life comes about, that's the Big Bang. That's the creation story right there. All the other stuff's some bull crap. It's mythology. And don't get me wrong,
It is.
mythology is a lot of factual stuff in there, but it's not. It's like a parable. You got to go and figure out exactly what they saying. There's hidden messages in there. So when they talking about God was over the waters and this and that, all of them are parables, you know what I'm saying? But the Big Bang theory, that's the male and the female coming together, you know what I'm saying? And the vibration is the vibration through what we would call sex or procreation or whatever. That's the vibration. That's the word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is
That's what I do.
vibrating, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the atomic
And
level
I
all the
know
way up.
yeah, and I know a lot of folks gonna, resist, probably lose a few folks like this a little bit, but man, we've been indoctrinated even on a so-called conscious community level. A lot of bullshit was fed through us, through that too, as a psyop, the deter us. That's why man, look. That's why I did the live, and I know a lot of folks didn't like it, but I'm gonna repeat it right now. There's a lot of folks on here, man. That whole term matriarch and patriarch, that shit came from England. Just say those
Yeah.
words. Don't you sound bougie with your pinky up? Matriarch and patriarch. Indians didn't believe in it. We were spiritual beings. We knew balance. Every tribe did something different. Some tribe had 3 women and 3 men as counsel. Some tribe had 2 women, 3 men. Other tribes had 3 women, 2 men. Some tribes were just all women. So this is why, again, your census record and knowing your lineage and where you came from and how your tribe operated on things is important. Some tribes was vegetarian eating only. Some ate bison and meat and vegetables and fruits. It's
Facts.
important to know this, and we gotta stop generalizing everybody because your tribe might not be what my tribe did. Shit, your tribe might be an enemy of my tribe who sold us out a long time ago, and you trying to get me on some bullshit again. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts.
So
Talk that shit.
we gotta think like that, y'all. That's all I'm saying. We just gotta think. What's happening to
Yeah,
you?
bro.
That's
Yeah,
it,
bro, them
man.
facts you just spoke on, bro. The Mississippians, they got these Indian mounds down here. I'm in northern Louisiana, so I visited the Indian mounds on Lake Providence. It's they got a museum and everything that's owned by white people. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like they got so many artifacts and stuff that they going digging up out of those mounds, bro. That's proven that we were here tens and tens and tens of thousands of years before these people ever showed up. Like real like civilization. You know what I'm saying? The waterways and everything, how we traveled, and so much different. Man, they had crystals. They got crystals in there. People be like, oh man, no crystals, man. That's voodoo and that's witchcraft. Man, they people had crystals in there. You know what I'm saying? The Indians, the Native Americans, or whatever you want to call it, Aboriginals. You know what I'm saying? They had all this different technology, bro, that we don't even understand to this day. You know what I'm saying? Some of these mounds were spiritual mounds. Some of these mounds were used for like I say, spiritual meditation, stuff like that, and calling on, the ancestors or whatever you want to call it. or just gathering the energies, from throughout nature, like Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is an energy. You know what I'm saying? A Bluetooth, that's an energy. You know what I'm saying? They knew how to harness different energies for what they needed to, get by in life. You know what I mean? So it's so much stuff that we miss out on by just going by religion. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just God this and God that. He. The patriarchy. Yeah, it's balanced, bro. You can't have male without female, bro. Women, women are more spiritually in tune than men. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that a man can have a spirit, a spiritual whatever, awakening, or a spiritual, what they call a priest or high priest, or witch doctor, whatever name you want to give it. You know what I'm saying? All these energies are spread out. You know what I'm saying? Certain people have these gifts, certain people have certain talents. You know what I mean? I'm a land right there, bro.
Most definitely. What's happening, naturalist?
What's up?
That's natural. What's happening, that?
Man, just woke up and shit, and I see this. Hey, I like that
For
background.
sure.
It's fire.
Appreciate that. You sound like you just woke up.
Yep. Hold on, I'm letting shit come to my mind, so I'm charging up.
I feel it, man. I feel it. I feel it. But yeah, Miles, before y'all block anybody, I'm like I said, if they got enough followers, I'm gonna send them an invite. If they don't come up, then y'all can block them. Because at this point in time, how I'm moving, a lot of these so-called natives, y'all gotta prove to me that y'all descendants of the Mississippian mound builders. Because if y'all ain't got no ancestors from Mississippi, then how are y'all mound builders? Or can tell us who we are.
I will say this. I'm not gonna say that I'm a native of the Mississippian mound builders, but my family, my trace my lineage back to Georgia, South Carolina, up in that area right there. That's where a lot of my people came from. Now, whether that that's just the records from the census, or whatever. But my people are native to this land. You know what I mean? They are Native Americans. It's been well known that my people are native. We got Indian in our blood, like they say. You know what I mean?
And
So
grassroots. The
go ahead.
beautiful thing about you having ancestors from Georgia is they still Mississippians.
Right.
Mississippi Empire was big. It wasn't just that one state that you see now.
Right. I understand, but like I say, I don't like you say. I don't know what tribe actually because that's lost throughout history. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I ain't gonna lie. My people fought in World War II, World War I. I can't say the Civil War and all that stuff there because I ain't go back that far. I'm only to the mid like 1800s, like 1850, something like that. But yeah, it goes back pretty far.
I'm waiting on one of you motherfuckers to get up here and lie. Go ahead and lie.
Hmm.
Please come up here and lie today. Please say the wrong goddamn thing. I'm just waiting.
I'm waiting on them. I've been sending invites all day. They've been scared. I had some with 25K, 40K that jumped up here. They running. I'm sending invites. They running.
Look, the end of
As
the
long
end,
as it's gonna say we ran, you can look this up in the Library of Congress. You got to go research, dumbass.
look,
Go to the state's archives. You will see it.
the end of this African movement, this Pan African movement. I told you this stuff is about to end. It's holding on by a thread. So it's
Yeah.
really just succumbing to just roasting and talking about people. That's all they doing. But everybody knows the younger generation, they ain't calling themselves African, y'all. None of them. I deal when I talk to these people on a day-to-day basis. They ain't slow. They know all this stuff was indoctrination. They know all this stuff is psyop. Why you think a lot of the young kids ain't Christians or Islamic or Muslim no more? You don't think African American fall in line with that too?
Hey, Nat, I'm gonna send you a video. They said we were not the original copper-colored race. I got to send you this bullshit. Somebody sent it to me.
Hey
I
Tia,
got to send it.
Tia,
Got to share this shit with y'all.
hey Tia, I'm gonna be real. I ain't gonna be producing no material till almost October. I've been taking me a break.
That's why I had stopped because I had been going out finding certain things, I had to literally go down from Mississippi to find the shit. That's why I said before I do this, I'm gonna wait. Because in the material I found, they clearly said Africans came over to trade in this empire. So
Hey,
I'm gonna wait before I say anything.
that Pan African shit though, bro. Like we the only ones who actually participated in that. The Africans, they never sent one resource over here to help us. We they brothers and sisters, and we they family, and they really, was atoning for slavery or whatever they sold, different they people off or whatever. Like they still never sent no resource even to this day. They just sold all the cobalt in Africa to the United States for like 55 billion. That 55 billion gonna get split between I think 50 African countries, right? So they got 55 billion. That's like 1 point some billion dollars a piece for every country in Africa or these whatever. Y'all know what I'm getting at.
Who that
But these
grass
people
talking?
still these people still haven't sunk one penny, one resource. They say we ain't they ain't even thought about us over here. We they brothers and sisters. They know that we're not kin to them by blood. You, I'm not saying that they didn't send none or they didn't enslave none, or they didn't whatever through the slave trade. I'm not getting at that. But what I'm getting at is that if we're y'all people and y'all know that we're the same people, or y'all say that, because I know we not the same people, and they know it too. But if we're all
Hey,
the same people,
Los, can you, I'm
Yo,
sorry, grass. I'm
go
I'm
ahead,
gonna let
go
you
ahead.
finish, but I'm finna tell Los. Hey, Los, can you invite Mosiah a Bantu up here?
Shit, he sound
where
like a
you at?
Negro.
He talking a lot of
A
trash up
bad
there.
too.
A
But hey, though,
Bantu.
If we
Mosiah.
started in Africa, then why are they over there booting us out saying that we're no longer allowed there?
and why they coming over here? Why they coming over here? They coming over here
Yeah, I'm
because
inviting
they
him.
go ahead. The reason they coming over here is because they working with the Europeans yet again against us, the natives of this land. They all about taking resources and the same thing, selling their own people out, and then getting over here and selling us out. Cause let's be honest, in real life, these people, all these African businesses, all these restaurants, these companies over here, they not doing nothing to support or even help us fight our cause over here. They get over here and get right on code with white people, white
He look
supremacy. You know what I'm
familiar.
saying? That's what
Hold
they
on, hold
doing.
on. He look familiar. Mosiah Bantu. I think I caught one of your lives before. I know it. I know
Yeah,
I caught your lives.
yeah.
Let's
Hold on a second. Peace, family. Peace and blessings. If you allow me, we could reason. Like as I said, history is deep when we talk about history, and sometimes it might be bitter taste or sour sweet. And a lot of our information should be actually coming from our ancestor. Now, if we are indeed Negroes or niggers, however you want to call it, now it is one of the race that treated the worst on the planet Earth, wherever you may find us. Now, 75 to 80%, 80% of the people that lives on the continent of Africa are Negroes. So if we over here call ourselves that name and they are the same too, like what does
That
that
don't
make
mean
us?
nothing though. That don't mean
Y'all
nothing.
let
Say
We
him
again?
just
finish.
factually
Let
saying
him
it.
finish, y'all.
Here's the echo, you go.
Everybody, mute your mic, please. Yeah, Mud, that's you. That's you with the echo. You in the car or some shit. You got Bluetooth going on some shit.
that's Bound City.
I mean, yeah, Mouse. Yeah,
Okay, there you go. I
yeah.
muted him.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Mosiah. You gotta let him finish. You gotta listen to the full
Yeah,
matter before you speak.
yes. What is it, family? Our true identity, anything at all, it is actually we are the Bantu people, and we are original, and we are ancient people, i.e., via identity, via DNA, because there's a DNA out there which is the oldest DNA on the planet Earth, and you mainly find them in Africa. You find them in South America, North America, and the Caribbean, and it's called the E1B1A DNA, which is the oldest on the planet Earth, which connect you to the Creator. Now, 75 to 80% of the people that lives in Africa had the same DNA, like us here in the Americas and in the Caribbean and in South America. Now, Haiti is a good place to go to because even when you go to Haiti, they still got some of the language that they were spoken when they were in Angola. They still spoke it today. Now, even when you go to South Carolina, they call it Gilly. Those are the Caribbean people, however you want to call it, many different ways. That language, you actually there, it's spoken in all over the Caribbean, but a lot of people don't know that. All the Caribbean countries spoke in the same language that they spoke down there in North Carolina. For those people that claiming that they are Gaelic, the language that they spoke there, all of us in the Caribbean, every Caribbean country spoke that language too. Every black people that came from Africa spoke that language. And when you go to West Africa, i.e. Congo, they still spoke that language today. And if you said you're a native of this land, you have to provide language. That is one of the things that for anyone to make any claim of their existence of anywhere on the planet Earth, I hear you have to find the language that
Hey,
was spoken in
Mosiah.
1950.
I like
And
to cut you off because
Hello,
first of
hello,
all, DNA.
hello. Yeah, wait, saying, hold up, wait. Now,
One at a time.
I wanted to speak to Los real quick. Los,
uh,
Mhm.
he gave four crucial points: DNA, the term Negro, language, and shit. What was the other one? Fuck. Damn.
We got the
Well, I know
last
that
one.
was the main one. There was one more, and I was gonna ask everybody, can y'all deal with that accordingly? And can we do it in order? Because I know everybody wanna come at him. So I was gonna ask Los, can you set the boundaries on this? Because I know
I
everybody
mean,
gonna over
yeah,
talk each other.
we can. I mean, we can do one at a time. Y'all want to touch on DNA or language or anything that he said to combat what he said? Y'all can go, y'all can go ahead and do
Yeah.
it. We can start with
Oh,
Sin City. We can start with Sin City and work our way on up to Tia.
I just would like to say, first of all, DNA is a fallacy, and they admitted that it's only for entertainment purposes only, and it's not admissible in court. On top of all that, testing a piece of your saliva and bacteria does not tell you where you're from. And the Human Genome Project debunks exactly what you said because so-called Black Americans actually have the oldest DNA on the planet, which is a 12 to 15 genetic sequence. Africans have a 9. They're only 3 above the white man. So y'all don't have the oldest nothing on the planet. And even if we go on a geographical level, South America predates Africa. The Amazon rainforest is older than Africa, and the oldest forest is in America. It's in New York. So y'all don't have the oldest anything, and if you don't have the oldest land, then you don't have the oldest people because you need the resources on the land to feed and house the people.
Okay, grassroots. Okay, natural.
You
Bro, my bad, bro. I had to step
uh,
away from my phone real quick. My bad.
Yeah.
DNA. Everybody on the planet shares DNA, right? If you go DNA a tree right now, right? A tree shares 99.9% DNA with humans. So DNA, just like the brother said, is a fallacy. You know what I mean? You can't use DNA to say this or say that. And not only that, if they tracing this DNA back thousands of years to these tribes in Africa or whatever, saying it's the oldest DNA, then how did they DNA the people in Africa to get the DNA to say that that's the oldest DNA? It don't make no sense scientifically, factually. It don't make sense. So yeah, DNA, nah, can't go by that. I land.
Yeah. Natural.
no, I'm gonna pass it up to Tia because I'm gonna be lengthy.
Okay, Tia.
Oh God. So you said we have to produce language and all of that, talking about we're the original people, right? So if I
Mhm.
speak in my original tongue, would you be able to respond? No. There's two different ways I can respond to you in a language that you wouldn't understand that's invented on American soil thousands and thousands of years ago. You spoke about taking the DNA test. I took one of them damn DNA tests. Everybody on here seen that bullshit. I got a question. Why is it that my folks that are still living on the continent of Africa today did not show up on this DNA test? They didn't show up, but when you go through genealogical records, my great grandfather's grandfather is the common ancestry that we share. So why did they not show up? Now, as far as an original language of this land, which one do you want? Which one do you want, Mosaic? I can give you which one. It's two of them. Which one you want?
any one of them you gave me, it will good enough so we could investigate it because that's how you will find truth.
Ishkish Matai is a Makishka. Diddle none tut. Yak o you. Today love cake. I none jug. Oh you bug. Do you understand what I said?
No, all I had to do investigate it because there's two
Okay,
language.
only thing you said,
Hold on one
sir,
second.
that's
There
just
is
a yes
hold
or
on.
no question. Did you
Just
understand
hold
what
on
I
a second.
said?
Just
Did
no,
you
I don't.
understand what I said? Yes
No,
or no?
no, no,
Okay,
no, I
stop
don't.
right there. I'm not done. That's all I needed to know. You don't understand. How much about American history do you know, and not from a whitewashed book or from a teacher? How much of it did you actually learn from listening to people that were born here?
A lot of my information is coming from the people of the Caribbean, and our people are actually orally, and a lot of the written stuff is in the cave. So that's it. That's where my problem is coming up to the cave, and we used
They're
to have.
not even on the mainlands.
Okay.
They're not
So,
even on the
Okay,
mainlands
so
though.
with that being said, hold on, Cincy. With that being said, why is it that people that have never lived in America don't listen to the people born in America whose family still was born here all the way back as far as they can reach? Because you saying we all come from Africa, you do realize I have Africans in my family. We know who they are. They was here way long before the transatlantic slave trade. They were workers entering and exiting this country. They knew exactly who the Indians were. When J.C. Hunter died on his deathbed, that man told me, your grandmama's people were already here. They're not from Africa. And then what the crazy part about it is they didn't call it Africa then, so what was it? And please don't say Akabulan because it was something before that.
one of the things I've added to that family, if you ask me personally, for our people back in the days to claim African identity is a problem because even for me coming from the Caribbean, when I was back there, we never claim African because for the most part, as young coming up, but our elders and them, i.e. Marcus Garvey, we were pushing for that narrative because we know where we came from. Because remember, the Caribbean and them get free before the United States of our family that is here. Now, one of the things that could help you a lot is the Igbo, that looking for that name, Igbo. Now, 60% of the people that left from Jamaica, i.e., Barbados, they went to Virginia, or they went to Baltimore, or they went to Georgia, or they went to North and South Carolina, Tennessee, or Louisiana. Now, there in Georgia, there's a lake there that called the Igbo Lake. It's for a reason, Igbo Lake. Now, Igbo people are the most ancient people on the planet Earth. Igbo. Go check it out for yourself. Don't believe me. Check the language. There's a lake there in Georgia today, which they call the
We
Igbo.
done already looked that up. Do you know these terms that you're using came about in the 1200s?
No,
But
just
my
hold on one
last
second.
question to you is this right here. This is my last
Yeah.
question. If we are from Africa, what are my ancestors' remains doing scattered on a burial mound?
No, just hold
If
on
we
one
not
second.
from this land, what are they doing on the burial mound?
Just hold on one second. Let me show you something here for a second. And you see where we're
No, no,
going.
no, 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 no,
Just hold
no,
on a
no,
second,
no, no.
family. It's okay.
What
It's
are my
okay, family.
ancestors'
Family,
remains doing put on
just,
a burial mound if we're
just
all
hold,
from Africa?
family, just hold on one second. I don't mind. Just hold on a second. Cause
No, there
we're
is no
just
hold
looking,
on one second.
family,
What are
just,
my ancestors' remains
just, I don't
doing
want you to show,
being put on
family,
a burial mound if we are
family,
from
just hold on
Africa?
a second. When we
If
talk
you
like
don't
that,
know the
we
answer to
didn't,
the question, just say you don't know. I
just,
don't need a
I just,
lengthy explanation. Either you know
just
or
hold
you
on a
don't.
second. Could you just hold on a
You do
second,
or
family?
you don't, sir. Which one?
Just hold on a second. When
Because
we
there's no
disconnect,
reason if we're all African for my ancestors'
just,
remains to all be scattered on a burial
just,
mound.
just hold on a second, family. Like as I gave that to you, I'm not arguing. You notice, I'm just looking
You're right,
to
we're
take
not
there.
arguing. Either you know or you don't know, and it sounds like you don't know. I don't need a lengthy explanation because I know why
I'm
they're
not
there.
giving any. I'm just explaining some stuff. Just take it with a grain of salt,
I
please. I
don't
beg you.
need anything
Yo,
explained,
yo,
babe.
yo.
I don't need anything explained. I asked one specific question. If we are all African, what are my ancestors' remains doing, being scattered on a burial mound? They should have been taken back to Africa for a proper burial, correct?
The family. Just hold
Okay,
on a
so I'm
second,
done
please.
talking to you because you obviously don't know. I'm gonna
Just
leave that
hold on
alone.
one.
Y'all go
Just
ahead.
hold on a second,
No,
family. I
I'm
beg.
done
Just hold
talking.
on
You
a
can talk to
second.
somebody else. No,
Just hold on a second, please. I beg.
no,
One
Okay,
second.
go
no,
ahead, say.
no.
Hold on, go ahead, say it. I want to hear him real quick. Go ahead, Mosiah. Go ahead. Then we're gonna let
Okay.
Nat
Thank you.
talk.
Now, in the Caribbean, because some of these stuff our family in America don't know it. I will share the part that is coming from the Caribbean, i.e., oral tradition and cultural practice. We still have the language
What
of
part
the
of the
African
Caribbean?
today. Just hold on a second, family, so you could understand where I'm going.
No, hold on,
In
hold
the
on,
Caribbean,
hold on, hold on, Mosiah. What part of the Caribbean? You gotta be
Uh,
specific.
Saint Vincent.
Okay, go ahead. I know about
So
St. Vincent. Go ahead.
yes, so in Saint Vincent, a lot of the Hawaiian today will tell you that they're coming from Saint Vincent. Hawaiian are coming from Saint Vincent. A lot of people don't know this story. Now, there's three groups in St. Vincent. You are the dark race, you have the Mongolian, and you got the Siberian. They're still there in St. Vincent today. The African looking one call himself Karafoon, and they speak Gel,
But they're
the same
Caribs.
language that they spoken. Yes, the same language spoken down there in Carolina. It's still spoken today in St. Vincent by the ancient black people that live in there. And in St.
Caribs are
Vincent, they used to
Indians.
say again,
Caribs are Indians.
they are black Indians. Yes.
Saint Vincent are part of the Carib tribes. They are Indians. They're not Africans.
Hold on a second. Like my lady is one of them. And they have their own story and they got language too. That's what I said is very important. They got their own language today, ancient language. And it's written in the stone. Because when Columbus shows up on the island, they call North and South America the mainland. Because they call themselves Amerindian. That's what they call themselves. And they still beat drum and dance around fire today as we speak. They call themselves Amerindian. And there's three group of people that's still there on the island today. One of them is the Mongolians, one of them is the Siberian, and the other one is the African descendants. They both got their language there today. And they used to have buffalo or bison, you call them today, in the highland too. And a lot of historical writing is in the cave in the mountain today. And a lot of
Caribs are
the
not
Hawaiian,
Africans.
say again,
Caribs are not Africans.
I
Maybe
want
your
to speak
wife
on
is
this language
brainwashed a
thing
little
real
bit.
fast,
Go,
if y'all
go,
don't mind.
now, go. Hold on. It's Nat turn. I want to hear
I,
what Nat gonna talk about.
I just want. I mean, I just want to say one little thing to that part. I still ain't going to go. Yeah, I was gonna let Amaru go, but on that part
Okay.
when he said the three goats, I agree. But I'm gonna say there's a fourth, even though you're not gonna say, but there is a fourth. When you said the Mongolian Siberian, first of all, that's the same damn goat.
I was about
That's
to
the
say that.
same damn goat. Cause I got the Chinese ships coming to the Caribs in the 12th century. I seen all that shit popping off. Now, the goat that you are missing, Mosiah, is the what's they called, the Coolios or the Coolios, the Hindus that came to the Caribs during the gold rush as well. You got an influx of Hindus coming to the Caribs, masquerading as Indians as well. So you got I'm gonna say that's the fourth goat. Now, when you said the Carib Indian, I'm gonna admit, yes, Africans did come there, but they intertwine with one another. You gotta split one of those goats together because you got American Indians coming from North Carolina and Virginia to to the Caribs, being exchanged for the Arawaks and whoever else that was here, the Natchez and whoever else. We had an influx of Jamaicans and all them people going back to New England, and we had we had the this is going it's vice versa. Everybody's being mixed up. It's called the slave trade for a reason. You're trading slaves for slaves. So when you got the original people of North Carolina going down to the Caribs and still having their original language, that's not a Carib language. Again, that's the Carolina language, like you just said. So therefore, it's just a mixture of, I will admit, I ain't gonna say everybody there is an African because not too many Africans came to the Caribs, but